What if we could treat aging itself? Unlock nature's longevity code. Imagine waking up one day and realize that the aches, the fatigue, the diseases we accept as normal aging are not inevitable. What if I told you that scientists around the world are no longer just fighting diseases after they happen? They are targeting the root cause that drives them all, aging itself. This isn't sci-fi, it's happening right now in cutting-edge labs, biotech startups, and groundbreaking clinical trials. Today, I will show you how this radical shift could transform your life, your health, and your future. For decades, healthcare has been reactive. We wait until people get sick. We treat heart disease, then cancer, then dementia, one by one. But here's the hidden truth. All these conditions have a common driver, the biology of aging. Why we keep playing whack-a-mole with symptoms when we could address the source? Aging doesn't just happen. It's powered by cellular damage, genetic instability, and processes we now understand better than ever. Let's go deeper into the real engine behind aging. Aging isn't just the number of birthdays you have had. It's the slow biological breakdown happening inside your cells every single day. Start with your DNA, the genetic code that builds and runs you. Every day, your DNA takes hits from the UV rays, air pollutions, processed foods, and chronic stress. Tiny errors and mutations sneak in. Your body can repair much of this damage, but over time, the repair crew slows down. Mistakes pile up, and cells can go rogue, stop functioning, or turn cancerous. Think of your chromosomes like shoelaces, the telomeres like the plastic tips that keep those shoelaces from fraying. Every time a cell divides to replace old tissues, skin, blood, organs, the telomeres shorten. Eventually, they get so short that the cell can divide no more anymore. It enters zombie-like state called senescent, or it dies. Short telomeres are linked to heart disease, weakened immunity, and shorter lifespan. Next, meet your mitochondria, tiny power plants inside almost every cell. They turn food and oxygen into energy. But with age, mitochondria get damaged by free radicals, unstable molecules that cause oxidative stress. Damaged mitochondria produce less energy but more waste, leading to fatigue, muscle loss, brain fog, and organ decline. Inside your cells, proteins do all the work. They build tissues, repair damage, and send signals. But as you age, your cells lose their ability to fold proteins perfectly. Imagine a paper plane that's folding wrong. It can't fly. Misfolded proteins clump together into sticky plaques. In the brain, this shows up as a beta amyloid plaques and tau tangles, hallmark of Alzheimer's disease. Another hidden culprit is inflammaging, a slow-grade chronic inflammation that smolders in the background as you get older. While short bursts of inflammation help you fight infections, chronic inflammation quietly damages tissues, clogs arteries, and fuels disease like arthritis, diabetes, and dementia. And then there are the so-called zombie cells, the senescent cells. When your body can't repair or recycle damaged cells, they linger alive but useless. Worse, they leak out inflammatory chemicals that damage nearby healthy cells. Like one rotten apple spoiling the whole basket. Over time, senescent cells build up in your tissues, from joint to blood vessels to your skin. Add all these pieces up: DNA damage, telomere shortening, mitochondrial dysfunction, misfolded protein, chronic inflammation, senescent cells, and together they create the perfect storm for the diseases we fear most. Arteries clogging, which is heart attacks, neurons misfiring, results in Alzheimer's, insulin resistance, results in diabetes, and much more. These diseases aren't random, they're symptoms of your aging biology losing its resilience. But here's the breakdown. Scientists now know these processes aren't set in stone. They are driven by pathways we can measure, track, and potentially intervene. So what if you could protect your DNA, rebuild your mitochondria, clear out zombie cells, and dial down chronic inflammation? What if you could push back the biological clock, not just for a few extra years, but for decades of healthier, sharper, and stronger living? That's what modern geroscience is all about, targeting the root causes instead of waiting for diseases to strike. In 2013, scientists defined what's now known as the hallmarks of aging. Think of them as the 9 root mechanisms that drive your body's decline. Genomic instability, that's constant DNA damage; telomere attrition, your chromosomes' protective ends wear down; epigenetic alteration, the genes switch on and off incorrectly; loss of proteostasis, protein clumps and misfolding; deregulated nutrient sensing, your body mismanages energy; mitochondrial dysfunction, that's when your cells lose power; cellular senescence, zombie cells build up; stem cell exhaustions, you lose the ability to regenerate; and altered intercellular communication, chronic inflammation, but bad signals. The beauty of this, these drivers are measurable and modifiable. We know the enemy, now we can fight it. Let's look at how scientists are tracking aging at the source. Senolytics, these drugs clear out senescent cells, the zombie cells that trigger inflammations and disease. Examples include dasatinib plus quercetin combo, fisetin and natural senolytics, NAD plus boosters. Well, NAD plus is like cellular fuel for DNA repair and energy. It declines with age. Supplements like NMN or NR aim to boost NAD plus levels, energizing mitochondria and improving cell repair. mTOR inhibitors, rapamycin, which targets mTOR, a master switch for growth and repair. In animals, rapamycin extends lifespan by 10 to 20%. Human trials are underway. Caloric restrictions, mimetics. We know calorie restriction can extend lifespan in multiple species. Metformin, a diabetic drug, might mimic these effects. The TAME trial is testing if it can delay multiple age-related diseases. Gene therapies and epigenetic reprogramming. Partial reprogramming can reset cells to a more youthful state. Companies are exploring Yamanaka factor to safely rejuvenate tissues without triggering cancers. Stem cell therapies, revitalizing stem cell pools, may repair aging organs. This is the frontier of regenerative medicine. These aren't just theories, they are moving into human trials and billion-dollar biotech investments. Unity Biotechnology, which focused on senolytics to treat osteoarthritis and eye diseases. Calico Labs, Google's longevity moonshot, Altos Lab, founded by Jeff Bezos and other billionaires to crack cellular rejuvenation, and Tame Trial, well, the first large trial testing metformin's ability to delay multiple age-related conditions. This is where science fiction meets reality. Of course, targeting aging raises tough questions. Should aging be treated like a disease? If we live longer, how do we keep society fair and sustainable? Who pays for these therapies? Will they widen the gap between the rich and the poor? Can we safely reprogram cells without raising cancer risks? These debates are real, but they shouldn't stop progress. Instead, they guide us to develop safe, equitable longevity solutions. So what can we do now? Well, adapt proven longevity habits. You need to prioritize sleep, exercise, stress reduction, eat for metabolic health, favor fasting, plant polyphenols and healthy fats. Know your biological age, so get tested. Track markers like inflammation, glucose, telomeres. Stay informed. Follow legitimate research. Talk to your doctors about trials, supplements, and interventions. Aging is the biggest risk factor for almost every disease. By targeting aging, you don't just live longer, you live better. Remember, health span greater than lifespan. You have more control than you think. Ready to rewrite your aging story?
Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.